just passed my IS examinations and preparing for my upcoming college entrances. I'm also a part of St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. Today I'm here to share with you my story. I was born like any other child who is born. However, I was born with a difference. I was born with a difference, but then I think I was born with a gift. Why do I call it a gift? Because whatever I was born with has given me the opportunity to see life in a different lens. So that has been a gift indeed. Well, I was born with epiphyseal bone dysplasia and achondroplasia. It impacts physical growth, which leads to joint pains and prostration. It also causes chronic joint pains, which does not let me stand or sit or remain in any constant position, and therefore I need to rest. However, my upbringing has been quite the same like any other child. But then, when I was admitted to school, as I kept growing, I could identify my difference with other kids. And like any other kid, I came back home with a lot of sickness, and I asked my parents, why am I different? But then, a very big thank you to my parents, my pronouns. I'm immensely grateful to them for making me understand that difference is the key of our lives. Difference should be respected. I'm also immensely grateful to my school, G.D.Birla Centre for Education, a leading school of South Kolkata. The way they have held my hand right from the age of 4 till I passed out. Well, I never really passed out of school because, as they say, that even if you leave your school never really leaves you. It stays within you. A part of me will always stay in my school. Well, I have made many new friends in school, like any other child, and I am an extrovert by nature. But then there were times when I felt different. But then again, my school was there to make sure, even though I feel different, I don't feel sad. The real struggle came when I was in class 6. It was 2016. I was further diagnosed with osteoarthritis, and it led to the complete restriction of my physical movements. Leave away walking, running, or doing whatever you feel like. I couldn't even stand on my own feet. Doctors advised me to remain completely at home and maybe continue my studies that way. But then there was I, with my invigorating spirits, because I believed in the word, wherever there is a will, there is a way. So even if it was an invisible foe, it was a foe, but then again it turned out to be my friend. It couldn't dampen my spirits, rather it encouraged me to look at life through a different lens. With a lot of help from my school, my teachers, and every other person of my school and my parents, my schooling continued. My parents used to take me to school, make me seated in the classroom, and during the school hours, the arrangements have been made so by my school so that I can, which would ensure my smooth schooling. My friends definitely, they were there to help me out with it. It continued for more than 1 year, and it is after probably 1.5 years when I regained my ability to stand, to walk. However, that was the point when my life had changed forever, because it again led to a lot of restrictions. I cannot sit cross-legged. Well, as a child, it was my favorite hobby to sit on the ground and play with my dolls and every other thing. But then, it was not the same anymore. But again, there were a lot of things that I learned in between. I always loved the idea of sitting by the window side. And that was what I did in my classroom. I sat by my window. So whenever it was break time, all of my friends used to go and play in the playground together. I used to watch them from there. And I am a literature enthusiast by nature. So that used to give me a lot of inspiration to write down my poems and stories. That gave me a lot of inspiration to walk ahead in life. I could see birds twittering here and there, which taught me that maybe our paths are different, but then each of us have our own path, and each of us have come here with our predestined journey. Well, as part of my journey, I also couldn't write very much because my joints had become very stiffened. So my school had actually proposed if study materials could be sent to home so that I could study at home and examinations could be handled thereafter. But then I did not agree to it because I always felt that wherever I'll be able to express myself, that cannot be done if I take a writer. So I chose to write myself. And I chose to not only write myself, but I challenged myself to write within the stipulated time. However, according to my problems that I had, my school did allow me some extra time during my examinations, but then I wrote my papers myself. The euphoria that I used to get after writing each and every paper, the feeling of fulfillment that I got is unparalleled. Life continued that way, and then we all know we came across the COVID pandemic. It was the time for my first public examinations, my class and ICSE examinations. But due to COVID, the examinations were scrapped. Yeah, definitely, like any other child of my age, I was definitely upset. But then again, being upset has never really been in my dictionary. Because I knew where there's a will, there's a way, so I knew that everything is predestined. It's all destined by Him. It's all written by Him. So it came to me that in 2022, when we finally got out of the clutches of the pandemic, when we apparently started to lead the new normal life, and we tried getting back to our so-called normal life, I went back to school once again. It was in class 12. It was the time for my first public examination once again. Not really my first, but then I couldn't give my ICSE examination, so definitely it was my first time for the public examinations. But yeah, I was anxious. At times I was upset, definitely. But then again, this is something that I've learned over my journey, that the real meaning of strength is not to never break down. It's fine if you break down, it's fine if you take a day off, it's fine if you cry, it's fine if you break into pieces. But then I feel the real meaning of strength is to stand up once again and face the world. Wow. So it continued like this, and there was class 12, time for my board examinations, ISC 2023, when I was preparing like any other child. আমরা ছোট থেকে শিখেছি রবি ঠাকুরের ভাষায়, ভালো মন্দ যাহাই আসুক সত্যের লও সহজ। এই কবিতাটি আমাকে অনেক ছোটবেলায় আমার মা বলেছিল, এবং এই সত্যটি জীবনে অবলম্বন করেই আমি বেঁচে থাকার চেষ্টা করেছি। আমার ফার্স্ট পাবলিক এক্সামিনেশন আইএসসি 2023 আমি পরীক্ষা দিই, আর সকলের মতো আমিও চিন্তিত ছিলাম যে রেজাল্টস কেমন হবে, কী হবে, কলেজ ড্রিমস। But then the results came out, and I was extremely happy with my results. And it's true that I've never believed that an examination or a result can be a parameter to judge your excellence. But I feel that it is with my results, or it is with whatever I have done all throughout my life, I feel I've been able to prove, as Audrey Hepburn has once said, nothing is impossible. The word itself says impossible. আমার মনে হয় যে আমরা যখন স্বাভাবিকের থেকে বা গতানুগতিকের থেকে একটু আলাদা হই, তখন কারোর প্রতি তাকানোর দৃষ্টিভঙ্গিটা আমাদের একটু আলাদা হয় বটে, কিন্তু আমার মনে হয় যে আমাদের বোঝা উচিত যে আমরা কিন্তু সকলেই আসলে আলাদা। আমি যেটা পারি, আমি একটা কাজ যদি 1 ঘন্টা করতে পারি, সেটা কিন্তু আপনি 1 ঘন্টায় করতে পারবেন না। আমি যেই কাজটা একদিনে করতে পারবো, সেটা করতে হয়তো আপনার 2 দিন লাগবে। তাই আলাদা হওয়াটা দোষের কিছু না, আমরা আলাদাই জন্মেছি, আলাদা হওয়ার জন্যই জন্মেছি। We were not born to be all the same. We were born to be different. We were born to be unique. So that has been my motto all throughout my life. Once again, I would like to thank my parents and my school, G.D.Birla Centre for Education, and definitely all my well wishes all throughout the place. I hope you like my story, and I hope I could convey whatever I had to, whatever I loved to, and আপনারা সকলে আমার প্রণাম নেবেন এবং আপনাকে আশীর্বাদ করবেন যে আমি জীবনে চলার পথে যেন আরও এগিয়ে যেতে পারি, আমি যেন নিজের স্বপ্নকে সফল করতে পারি এবং আমি যেন সকলের পাশে থাকতে পারি। All I truly believed is a society cannot walk ahead with one single person. A society will progress only when we all stand together and work towards excellence. When we all commit ourselves towards hard work and excellence, only then will we see a societal progress. এবং মানুষের পাশে না থাকলে কখনোই সেটা সম্ভব হবে না। কবি বলেছেন, সকলের তরে সকলেই আমরা, প্রত্যেকে আমরা পরের দলে। তাই আমার মনে হয় আমরা যদি একে অপরের হাত বাড়িয়ে দিই, আমরা যদি একে অপরের পাশে থাকি, we've always seen the symbol of LIC, একটা প্রদীপ এবং প্রদীপকে ঘিরে দুটো হাত। I feel it is our duty as human beings to be with each other and to see that we all can walk ahead to excellence. And it is also important to take care of ourselves before we take care of everybody around us. Because as it has been said, an empty vessel can never pour. নিজে না ভালো থাকলে কাউকে ভালো রাখা যায় না। এবং I feel it is important to remember that physical as well as mental health are related to each other even more than we can presume them to be. So it is very important for all of us to take care of our physical as well as mental health. আমরা জানি আজকাল আমাদের ইদানিং সময় মেন্টাল হেলথ নিয়ে আমরা অনেক রকম সমস্যার সম্মুখীন হচ্ছি, এবং শুধু তাই না, মেন্টাল হেলথ ক্যান অলওয়েজ and it will affect your physical health. So it is important to take care of ourselves. আপনাদের সকলকে প্রণাম জানিয়ে আশা করছি আপনারা সবাই খুব ভালো থাকবেন, ভালো রাখবেন। And
কিসে আছে? ইংলিশ। একদম সুন্দরবন বাড়ি টালিগঞ্জ। G.D.Birla দিকে।
I would also like to thank LIC for bringing me back to the stage, and special thanks to Shitanshu Uncle for the invitation. Thank you so much, Uncle. আমাকে যখন অনুরোধ করা হয়েছে একটি গান গাওয়ার জন্য, যদিও আমার গলাটা আজকে খুব একটা ভালো নেই, কিন্তু
The results of your board exams and the purpose you had visited. You were called by the Chief Minister of West Bengal. We want to hear from you about that a bit.
Well, although I'm not very comfortable when it comes to talking about my studies, but then I had scored a 98.75% in my all India rank 5.
Well, a life of just 17 years. Can you imagine? It had undergone around 40 surgical operations. 40 surgical operations. And in spite of all the hardships, she is in front of us with such a glow that she is able to overcome all her hurdles to reach the optimum level of life, and such is her willpower. Ladies and gentlemen, गुजरी हुई जिंदगी को कभी याद ना करो, तकदीर में जो लिखा है उसकी फरियाद ना करो, जो होगा वो तो होकर ही रहेगा, तो कल की फिक्र में आज की हंसी बर्बाद ना करो. We wish Ishita a glowing future ahead and pray to God that she is empowered with such a temperament that always helps her to win over each and every hardship that comes her way. She at present is continuing her studies in St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, but her main target is not only to study in Cambridge, but also to teach as a professor in Cambridge. I think this needs a standing ovation. अच्छा है parents selecting us having such a huge occasion. I don't think it is less than a TOT or a double TOT or a 4 TOT or 10 TOTs or whatever it may be. Please be seated. May I request Indronil Rudragupta, agent of Shilchar branch, to come to the dais and hand over a memento on behalf of Life Insurance Study Circle to our beloved guest. But before that,